Alright guys, today we're going to be doing area of composite figures. I went ahead and already filled out number 15 because it was already in your book. But for those of you that are just using the video as a reference, I wanted you to have all the things that the book did. So let's just briefly go over it. This composite figure consists of one square, right, in the center here. You can see that. And two semicircles. One half of a circle here, one half of a circle here. Now that means I can use the formula for a square and for a circle to get my answer, because two semicircles make one circle. So the area for a square is base times height. We see the base is 7 and the height is 7, and 7 times 7 is 49. So the square is going to be 49 meters squared. The semicircle now, we know that the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. So pi is 3.14, and now we have to find the radius r. Well, we know the diameter of this circle is going to be 7 because it goes from one way to the other right down the half. So half of 7 is going to give us 3.5. So our radius is 3.5. Now we have to square 3.5. And if I take my trusty calculator, I see that 3.5 times 3.5 is going to give me 12.25. Now we have to multiply our answer to 3.14. And that's what gives us 38.456 meters squared. Now that we have the area for the circle and for the square, we can add them together. 49 plus 38.465 equals 87.465. Well, they said to round the nearest tenth, and when I do, I get 87.5. That's how they got 15. Let's try number 17 together. We see we have two shapes here. One is just a rectangle. That's pretty easy because that is nothing but base times height. Well, my base is 20 and my height is 6. And that's going to equal 120. So my rectangle is 120 centimeters square. Now for the hard part. This is a trapezoid, and a trapezoid's formula is a little bit more tricky. Trapezoid's formula is 1/2 times the height. Sorry, could I? 1/2 times the height. And we're going to multiply all that to base 1 plus base 2. All right, so let's fill these in. Well, 1/2 stays the same. But what is my height? Well, it doesn't tell me the height here, but it does tell me that the whole shape is 10 centimeters high. And it does tell me that the side of this rectangle is 6. So I can take 10 minus 6. And that tells me that the trapezoid is only 4 centimeters high. So now I'm going to go ahead and replace the h for height with the number 4, because that's how tall it is. And now base 1 plus base 2. Well, base 1 is the bottom of it. And luckily, the bottom of this rectangle is 20. Since it's a rectangle with perfectly 90-degree angles, I know then that this has to be 20 as well. And the top of the trapezoid is already explained to be 10 centimeters. Well, now I've got all the numbers I need to make this work. 20 plus 10, well, that's 30. And we're going to multiply that to 1/2 times 4. But 1/2 times 4, well, that's half of 4. So that's going to be 2. Well, 2 times 30 is 60. So that means my trapezoid is 60 centimeters squared. So now it's time to add the two shapes together. We had 120 plus 60, and that's going to equal 180. And don't forget, centimeters squared. And we're done with number 17. Let's go to number 19. And let's see, I need a secret code word today, and I'm struggling to find something new around me that I can actually use. Oh, I just happen to be looking at a headset that I have, and on the side of this headset, it says LOGITECH, Logitech. Okay, so if I see Logitech on your paper, then I know that you found the code word. All right, and now I'm going to erase it for those that are just trying to find my code word without actually looking at the video. You won't be able to do it. And now let's go ahead and work number 19. Well, number 19 says a necklace comes with a gold pendant. What is the area of the pendant in square centimeters? Well, it's a lovely pendant here, but it consists of two triangles and one rectangle. Well, the rectangle is going to be easy to solve because a rectangle is just base times height. Well, the base of this is 3, and the height is 2. So that's 3 times 2. That'd be 6. 6 centimeters squared. Now for the hard part, these pesky triangles. But they're really not that hard because, well, a triangle, when you think about it, is just a square that's been cut in half diagonally. It makes 2 triangles. So we can say then that a triangle's area is base times height, but we're going to divide it by 2. You get it? We're using the same formula, but since we're getting 2 of them, we're dividing by 2. So what is the base of this triangle? Well, once again, the base is 3 centimeters on each one. So let's go ahead and put that. We got 3 centimeters. And the height of them is given 1 centimeter each, so times 1. And of course, we divide by 2. Well, 3 over 1 divided by 2, that's going to equal 3 over 2, which is also equals 1 1/2. But remember, we've got 2 triangles here. So we have to add 1 1/2 plus 1 1/2. Well, 1 1/2 and 1 1/2 is 3. Okay, so now that means the triangles are 3 centimeters squared. Okay, so now we have to add these two together to get the total. Well, 6 plus 3 is 9. So that means 9 centimeters squared is the area of the entire pendant. All right, let's go to number 21. 21 is fairly easy. We've got a big rectangle here, and they're saying find the area of the shaded region. So we're only trying to find the area of the shaded part. If I was to highlight the shaded part, we'd see it was here, and we'd see it was here. So let's work it out. Well, first of all, we can't really tell what these dimensions are, but we can see what the whole rectangle is. And the whole rectangle is 25 feet by 12 feet. Well, we know the area of any rectangle, right, equals base times height. So the base is 25. We're going to multiply that to 12. Okay? And let's see what we get when we do that. 25 times 12 is 300. Remember, that's for all of this rectangle, and we need to exclude this part. Well, this part shows us that the base is actually 5, and the height is still 12. And 5 times 12 is 60. Since we're excluding it, we're going to subtract 60 from 300. So 300 minus 60 gives us 240 feet squared. And that's pretty much all I've got to help with tonight. See you in class, and hope you have a great evening.